phone cord was not connected. So although she was sending,
Come on, Pastor, say it.
no one was receiving.
Come on, Pastor.
And that is true in many
Yes, Lord.
people's lives today. They are sending messages to God, but no one is receiving. When you're worshiping and praising, that's a form of communicating to God.
Yes.
You are sending a message to God,
Yes.
telling Him how much He is worth to you.
Yes.
But on the other hand, God said, I'm seeking and searching for those who are true worshipers.
Yes.
He's saying that if your worship is not true, then you are not connected to God and there is no communication. Although your mouth is moving and sound is coming out and your body is moving, if it's not true worship, then God said there's no connection. There is no communication.
Yes.
Communicating with God. Unless you are plugged in to Him, unless you have a line to Him, then there is no communication.
Yes.
You can't say you heard from God if God didn't say anything.
That's right. That's right.
In other words, you must be connected. If there is a breakdown in the connection, and what is a breakdown? A breakdown is when you're not in His Word, when you're not studying His Word, when you haven't set time aside for God. Listen, the Bible says in the garden, every evening, God come walking through the garden to communicate with Adam and Eve. That shows us that although He's a great, awesome God, He has a desire to communicate with us on a daily basis.
Yes.
I don't care how busy God is, He still makes time to communicate with you. And God will be there,
Yes, He will.
ready to communicate. But if you're not there connected, it's no good.
Yes.
We have what's called the World Wide Web, the internet service. That you can be sitting in your home, talking to somebody on the other side of the planet in seconds. But that only works if you are connected to the system.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
I mean, you can have a computer. You can have all the hardware and the software you need. But if you're not connected to the system, there is no communication.
Exactly.
You can type all the words you want. You can look all pretty and fancy doing it. Come on, it's true. We do this. We stand before God and do all these kind of performing things. Come on, we've seen people. We ourselves have done it. Do all this fancy stuff in front of God, and God hasn't heard anything. I call it church aerobics.
All right now.
You just got a real good workout.
All right now.
Communicating with God. It's important to establish a good communication with God. Listen, what does the enemy tries to do when you're in war? One of the first things he tries to do is cut off your communication to your commander. I was watching in the 80s when we went to war. One of the first sites that they bombed was their satellite, their communication center.
Amen.
Because listen, if you can't receive information from the general, if you can't receive information from the base, then you have no idea what's going on. Come on. And when you don't know what to do, you find yourself doing nothing or doing anything. Look at your neighbor again, say you're communicating with God. It's so important to communicate with Him. Now, if you're trying to communicate, if God is trying to communicate, if you need help from God, and if God is trying to tell you help is on the way, if God is trying to show you that just around the corner your help is coming, if God is trying to show you that if you just hold on a little bit longer, victory is in hand reach. But if that communication is not there, how would you know? You might give up.
Come on, Pastor.
And many of us have given up when our breakthrough was just the next day. Within 24 hours, within 3 hours, God was ready to deliver you. But because you were not able to communicate, you didn't have good communication with God, you didn't know that your breakthrough was just the next step. And so many of us quit short of the finish line because the connection between God was broken. It's important that we communicate with God. God is always communicating with us. There's never a part of failure on His end.
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
Well, if there's trouble in the line, it's not because God is not where He should be, or it's not because God is not doing what He should do. If things are not being done properly, then you need to look on your end.
Yes. Yes.
If you're sending and not receiving, you don't need to send somebody to check out God. You need to ask the technician to take a look.
Come on, Pastor. Woo! Come on, Pastor.
Yeah.
Yes. You better work that word, Pastor. Woo!
All right.
All right now.
So the message don't get through. And if you don't know that your help is right there, you might surrender. You see what I'm saying? You hear Noah's coming. You hear a whole crowd of people coming your way. And if you don't have proper communication, you might think it's the enemy. And you might take your life when there was help coming your way.
Amen.
Come on. There are many times we threw in the towel way too soon.
Yeah.
That's one thing a boxer hates, for his coach to throw in the towel when he feels he can go on and win the fight.
Amen. Amen.
And many times because we can't hear God, we're not communicating with God. And it's not that God is not speaking. God is still talking. He hasn't stopped talking. One of the problems we as Christians is having with God is poor communication.
Amen.
I mean, one problem is we don't simply know how to communicate at all. There's some